Hello everyone. Today I want to share my views on international politics. In international politics, I want to share my views on changing trends of India-China relations. But before starting the topic, I want to share that if you are the first viewer of my channel, then please subscribe my channel and like my video and share my video also. So let's start the topic, Indian-China relation trending. Okay, first of all, introduction. As you all know that both countries have a diplomatic and economic relation, and India and China has a diplomatic relation also and economic relation also since 2008 to 2021, and India has been India's largest trading partner, and the two countries have extended their strategic and military relation. It means that India and China have a diplomatic, economic, military and strategic relation also. Okay, so first of all, we will discuss the main irritant between India and China. There are many facts which have a irritant in between India and China. First of all, border disputes. As you all know that border disputes are there in India and China, and India and China shares about 3488 kilometer long border which is yet to fully delineated. It means that border have always dispute. And number 2, the Dalai Lama and Tibet. As you all know that Dalai Lama has a 14th spiritual leader of Tibetan Buddhism, and Tibetan people after year of settled protest, and but a full-scale revolt broke in March 1959, and Dalai Lama was forced to flee. Uprising was crushed by Chinese troops. Okay, so on March 31, 1959, he began a permanent exile in India and settling at Dharamshala, where he established a democratically based shadow Tibetan government. It means that Dalai Lama and Tibet has a great hustle and bustle. So, number 3, it's a second point. Number 3, Arunachal Pradesh and stapled visa. As you all know, according to China, citizens of Arunachal Pradesh do not require a visa to travel their own country, that is China. It means that they don't require any visa to travel their own country, China. But the area of Arunachal Pradesh come under Indian possession since stapled visa or Nathi visa issued from Arunachal Pradesh. It means that Arunachal Pradesh is under the Indian possession. So stapled visa is issued from the Arunachal Pradesh. So BSL Jaswal, the GOS in Northern Command, was issued a stapled visa by the Chinese embassy, illegal on the ground that he commanded a dispute territory to visit China to participate in defense exchange program. It means that if Arunachal Pradesh, if the citizen of Arunachal Pradesh has to go to the China, then he has issued the stapled visa or Nathi visa to go to China. Okay, so Arunachal Pradesh and stapled. Number 4, Bhutan and Nepal. As you all know that British Act of Parliament that established Indian independence, the next year states the territory of India shall be the territory under the sovereignty of His Majesty, which immediately before the appointed date means that when the British Act of Parliament has to be established, there was Indian territories shall be made. Okay, and there is a sovereignty. Territories has their own sovereignty, and before the appointment day, therefore a legal level, this excluded Bhutan and Nepal. So Bhutan and Nepal, according to the British Act of Parliament, Bhutan and Nepal has to be made with their sovereignty of His Majesty. Okay, so like that. Number 5, the string of pearls. What is the string of pearls? What is the meaning of string of pearls? The string of pearls is a geographical hypothetical processed by United States political research in 2004. And what is the term refer? Okay, it is a geopolitical hypothetical process which is proposed किसके द्वारा प्रपोज किया गया? यूनाइटेड स्टेट पॉलिटिकल रिसर्च। कब किया गया? 2004 में। So, the term referred to the network of Chinese military and commercial facilities and relationship along its sea lines of communication. It means that it's related to the Chinese military and commercial facilities and relationship along with the sea lines. सी के साथ, समुद्र के साथ कम्युनिकेशन, समुद्री कम्युनिकेशन के साथ उनका रिलेशन है, which extend from Chinese mainland to Port Sudan in the Horn of Africa. जो कहाँ तक फैला हुआ है? चाइनीज मेनलैंड टू पोर्ट सुडान इन द हॉर्न अफ्रीका। ओके, एंड number 6, river water dispute. It's a very important that when it river water, what is the river water dispute? The Sino-Indian LAC and Snake, it's Arunachal Pradesh of India, which China claims as South Tibet. As you all know that China claimed Arunachal Pradesh as a South Tibet. It is called the Dihang. It is called the Dihang. From Arunachal Pradesh throughout India, the river runs an additional 1856 km up to reaching Assam. The river is known as Brahmaputra. It means that Arunachal Pradesh एक river चलती है. Okay, so जो कहाँ पहुँचती है? असम में जाके, और उसे क्या बोलते हैं? ब्रह्मपुत्र। एंड एज यू ऑल नो दैट साइनो इंडियन LAC, इट्स अ बॉर्डर लाइन ऑफ इन बिटवीन चाइना एंड इंडिया, LAC. ओके, एंड China called Arunachal Pradesh as a South Tibet and it is the Dihang. Okay, so it's a river water dispute. Nuclear supplier groups. The nuclear supplier groups were created following the explosion in 1974 of a nuclear device by the non-nuclear state, which demonstrated that nuclear technology transferred from peaceful purpose could be misused. It means that some nuclear supplier groups कब बनाए गए? 1974 में, एक न्यूक्लियर डिवाइस नॉन न्यूक्लियर स्टेट के द्वारा, which demonstrated that nuclear technology transferred from peaceful purpose, that it was created and transferred for the peaceful purpose. What? Nuclear technology could be misused. It could be misused. China became a participating government in 2004. The European Commission and Jenger Committee chair participate as observer. The NSG chair from 2022 to 23 is Argentina. It means that nuclear supplier groups are very important because it was created in 1974, number 1. Number 2, some non-nuclear states which demonstrate that they state that the nuclear technology has to be misused for their peaceful purpose. And China participate in nuclear supplier in 2004, and European Commission and Zenger Committee chair participate as observer. The NSG chair for 2023 in Argentina. Okay, so last not the least, India's transfer in the South China Sea and the China-friendly relation with the Pakistan. Significance of strategical waterways. What are strategical resources? Strategical resources are oil and natural gas reserved around the South China Sea, along inspire India to deepen engagement to exploit the range of commercial opportunity for Indian business and investments. It means that some strategical resources to defend some strategical resources like oil and natural gas, because all need oil and natural resources and reserves. So to maintain the commercial opportunities, India has to be deepen engaged to exploit the range of India to deepen engagement to exploit the range of commercial opportunity for Indian business and investments. So these are the strategical waterways. So India has to be interfere in the South China Sea and China-friendly relation with Pakistan. So why the India interfere in South China Sea? Because strategical resources, because they also need oil and natural resources, and so they interfere in the South China Sea. Okay, and Number 9, economic competition between the two nations. This point is very important. There is economic competition in between India and China, and GDP of USD is 18 trillion, is roughly 6 times than of India, and historically a larger population, and in the previous decade China real GDP growth outpaced India by over 1.5 points annually. For 2 years in a row, the Indian economy has grown faster than China, 7% projected for the fiscal year, compared with an critically low 3.0 for China in calendar year 2022. It's a competition, or it's the range of GDP that sometime higher, sometime low, and there is a very big economic competition in between China and India. Okay, and so I have some other questions also. What is the continuous issue between India and China? This is the many big issue. There is a very hustle and bustle in India and China relations. So what is the continuous issue in between the China and India? Before starting this, I want to share that if you are the first viewer of my channel, then please subscribe my channel and also like my video and share my video also. The major issue in between the China and India is territorial. Okay, China claims the ownership of Arunachal Pradesh and Akai Chin and region of Ladakh in China. So China claims always Arunachal Pradesh and in Ladakh Sky Chin. Okay, there also occurred 1962 conflict between the China and India from the same region. So what is the big issue? Territory issue. Because China claim Arunachal Pradesh and Sky Chin, to that they are their regions, but it's not, it's the India's region. Okay, Arunachal Pradesh is in the map of India, and China also have Arunachal Pradesh as in their map, and Sky Chin Ladakh. Okay, so what are the three conflicts area between India and China? India-China border dispute are broadly divided into three sectors. Number 1, western sector. Number 2, middle sector. Number 3, eastern sector. Okay, there are three sectors in between conflicts area between India and China: western sector, middle sector, and eastern sector. What is the name of India and China border? McMahon Line. And why China is facing an economic crisis and how India can gain. The crisis in the crisis in China means India trade sector could be impacted, and while India export or not as essential to China, the import from China are important from energy and growth. India could convert this challenge into an opportunity by seeking import for other countries. So it's all about some views on India and China relation. I have also the another video in India and China relations. So please like my video, share my video, and subscribe my channel also. Thanks.